everyone, today I have some more school or work lunch ideas for you, and this time it involves some meal prep, which can either be done at the weekend or the night before the start of the new week. First, for the tomato quinoa, add 1 teaspoon of olive oil to a pan on a medium heat. Next, add in 2 cloves of garlic and a teaspoon each of cumin, paprika and onion granules, and allow that to fry off for a few minutes. Then add in 1 cup of rinsed quinoa and 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. Stir and allow that to toast gently for around a minute. Next, add in 2 cups of passata, half a cup of hot water, and season it well with salt and black pepper. Stir well and then cover and leave it to simmer for 20 minutes. Next, you're going to want to make some falafels, and I've made these in videos plenty of times before, so the recipe for these is in the description box below. Once the falafels are done, next make the crunchy chickpeas and kale chips, and whilst the oven is still on at 180 degrees from the falafels, add 1 can of chickpeas to a large mixing bowl with 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic granules and some salt and black pepper. Give it a good mix together, then place it on 1/2 of a lined baking tray and pop it in the oven for 15 minutes. In the meantime, add 1 bunch of kale to the same bowl with 1 teaspoon of olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon of onion granules, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic granules and salt and black pepper. Coat them well and then remove the chickpeas from the oven, place the kale on the other side of the tray and put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. Keep an eye on the kale because you don't want it to burn, and then remove it and leave it to cool. Lastly, make the hemp Caesar dressing by adding 1.5 cups of hemp seeds to a blender with 1 cup of unsweetened brown rice milk, the juice of half a lemon, 3 minced cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a good splash of vegan Worcester sauce and some salt and black pepper, and then blend that for around 3 minutes until it's smooth and creamy. Store that in a jar, and then once everything else has cooled down, place them in containers and keep them in the fridge except for the chickpeas and kale chips, which should be stored somewhere cool and dry. So Monday's lunch idea is falafel Caesar wraps with crunchy chickpeas and kale chips. For the wraps, first shred up 1 mini gem lettuce and 1/2 6 falafels. Then take 2 wraps. I used these beef-free sweet potato wraps, which are incredible, and heat them for 10 seconds in the microwave. Then divide the lettuce and falafel between the two, drizzle on some of the hemp Caesar dressing, sprinkle on some nutritional yeast and add on some chopped parsley. Tuck in the ends, then roll them up and cut them in half. Pack this in a lunchbox with some of the crunchy chickpeas and kale chips and some fresh fruit such as blueberries and raspberries, and also a handful of nuts. I find pistachio nuts always go really nicely with fresh raspberries, and this is just a good snacky kind of lunch. I don't think you can really beat a falafel wrap. These sweet potato wraps have so much flavour and goodness, and the dressing is really creamy and flavourful. I love making kale chips too because they're so quick and easy and they taste so good, and all of the spices from the crunchy chickpeas work so well with the rest of the lunch. Tuesday's lunch idea is this kale Caesar salad with crunchy chickpea croutons. First shred 1 gem lettuce and a bunch of fresh kale with the stems removed. Add that to a large mixing bowl with 1/2 cup of the hemp Caesar dressing and mix it well to coat it all evenly. Add that to a lunchbox with a sprinkle of nutritional yeast on top, then add the remaining crunchy chickpeas from the day before on top as croutons. These RW Garcia crackers are great snacks for lunch boxes, and these are the sweet beetroot ones. They're great with hummus or dip as well. You can also snack on some of the falafels left over from the day before too, as well as some baby sweet tomatoes. I love these Squirrel Sisters bars for snacks. They come in 4 different flavours. This one is the coconut cashew. As well as most health food stores, you can also find these now on ocado.com. I find this kale and gem lettuce Caesar salad. So quick and easy to make. It's really simple, but it's really tasty at the same time with the hemp Caesar dressing, the nutritional yeast which gives it that slight cheesy element, and the crunchy chickpeas which are like crispy croutons on the top. Wednesday's lunch idea is this tomato, olive and basil quinoa salad. For this, take half a cup each of artichoke, green olives, fresh basil, sun-dried tomatoes and piquant peppers, and roughly chop them up into a chunky mix. Add half to an airtight container and place that in the fridge, and then add the other half to a large mixing bowl. To that, add 3/4 of the tomato quinoa, and I like to add in the Mr. Organic apple cider vinegar with chili, turmeric and ginger. It adds so much flavour, gives it a real fiery kick, but it also seems to help enhance the other flavours too. I like to drink it in the morning, but also to use it to dress and mix into so many other things, and I use about a tablespoon. Mix that well, then transfer it all into the lunchbox. For a sweet idea or for a small dessert, take some coconut yogurt and top it with some berries such as blueberries and raspberries, and then add on some chunks of chocolate. I love this one from On Bar, which is just the best vegan chocolate ever, but this one has a coconut and vanilla centre, so it works really great with the yogurt. You could also add some rocket or spinach to have with the quinoa salad, and also use up some of the sweet baby tomatoes left over from the day before. The quinoa salad is packed with so much flavour and so many textures. The olives give it some saltiness, the peppers make it sweet, the apple cider vinegar gives it a real kick of ginger and chili, and the artichoke and sun-dried tomatoes are quite meaty in texture. It would also be really great as a side for a dinner meal too. Thursday's lunch idea is a bean burrito and loaded nachos. For the burrito, take another warmed wrap on top of a strip of baking paper and add on the other 1/4 of the tomato quinoa left over, half a can of mixed beans, half an avocado mixed with the juice of half a lime, some more of the hemp Caesar dressing and some fresh coriander. Fold the end over and then wrap both sides and roll it in the paper to hold it together, securing the end by folding up the paper. Place that in the lunchbox, then take a handful of chips. I use these RW Garcia blue corn tortillas. Add on some salsa. I use the Mr. Organic red chili and ginger hot salsa, which is so delicious and perfect for nachos like these, or as any dip, and again it has a real kick to it too. Spoon the salsa over the chips, add on the remaining beans from the burrito, the other half of the mashed avocado, sprinkle on some nutritional yeast and add on some fresh chopped coriander. Dried fruit is also a really great snack for lunchboxes. I love the urban fruit dried mango. It's still very fresh in flavour, but it's almost like you're eating sweets. Again, burritos make for such a quick and easy lunch, and you can throw all sorts in them to clear out your fridge. They can get pretty messy though, and I'm definitely not the best at wrapping up a burrito, so it's maybe an idea to pack a fork just in case. And the nachos pair perfectly with them, and again you can add whatever you like on top of these. Friday's lunch idea is this antipasti pasta. For this, add the leftover chopped artichoke, olives, basil, sun-dried tomatoes and peppers to a mixing bowl, and add in 1 portion of cooked pasta. I tend to do this the night before so it's still fresh and not as part of the prep. If I have pasta the night before, I'll just cook an extra portion. Mix well, season it with salt and pepper and add in a pinch of dried chili flakes. Add that into the lunchbox and then top it with a handful of fresh rocket. On the side you could have some fresh blackberries. These ones I found was so big, and I used up the last 2 pieces of the On Bar chocolate with those. This is basically everything I love thrown in one pasta dish. It works just as well with the pasta as it does the quinoa salad, but it's a way to change it up a little bit and use up any leftover ingredients. Again, there's just so many flavours and textures, and it's just so tasty. That that's it for some more vegan school and work lunch ideas. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, all of the recipes are written up in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!